So, hi everybody. I wanted to keep up with the makeup theme for this week, and I've been having this kind of on the back burner, and I've been having stuff sit on my desk for a very long time that needed to be discussed, and I thought I'd take the time out to do that. Now, um, I thought I'd tackle the topic of highlighters. I know everything changes. Um, Again, I wanted to apologize for my sound not being as clear, possibly because, again, I don't have enough space on my desk, so I can't have my little desktop microphone and everything else on the desk at the same time. So hopefully we'll fix that problem soon enough. But getting back to the topic at hand, there are a variety of highlighters, and everybody uses them for various needs. And I think it just depends on what you like, excuse me, what you like and what you don't like. I have a few different kinds here, and we will discuss them. I do have a few photos that I'll insert as well, so I'll probably pause to do that and I'll explain why as I'm doing it. So let me tackle it as I go. So let's start off with the ones that come in a palette. The ones that come in a palette usually, sorry, usually come either in a set such as like a makeup set or an eyeshadow set, or even the ones that you buy like in the box for the holidays. They usually include all those. This is a good example. I'm referencing the Isadora Face Sculptor set. So this is basically what I mean. It usually comes with your, it can actually come in a set like this, which is your blush, your bronzer, and your highlighter is the one at the bottom where my thumb is. So it can come in a set like this. Excuse me once again. A set such as this one, which is a Smashbox set, which basically has everything. And this one is the little removable palette that has the highlighter on it. The section is actually listed on the plastic here. But, oh no, wait, that's the wrong one. Sorry. It's this one. It's this one. It's this one. So it's basically the lightest shade at the end, closest to the camera, is the highlighter for this particular set. And these are good. I love them. As you can see, I really haven't used it very much because I've been using everything else, but we'll get back to that later on. And other sets include that I have on hand, which is the BH Cosmetics Zodiac palette. And this one has your highlighter in the middle of the palette. And yes, I know it's filthy, so sorry about that. It's basically in the center. All of them are structured differently. You can also buy palettes that come on their own as a highlighter set, like this Naked Cosmetics palette. I love this, by the way. I'm going to add a picture of what it looked like. It's wonderful. This was actually in a excuse me. This was actually from a giveaway win that I won last year. And this is basically just a set of nothing but highlighters. So I'll insert a few photos of this particular Naked Cosmetics set right here, along with a photo of what the what it looked like on my face. So I'll be back. So this was what the swatches looked like on my arm. As you can see, they were very holographic and very iridescent, and they're just lovely. I actually tackled this palette a little bit when I went out in December. So as you can see, that's what it looked like on my face. It looks very well. I actually was courteous and cropped out the other people's faces that were in the picture. My friend was the one who took this picture, and she loved the highlighter 100%. So as I was saying, palettes that come in, or highlighters that come in a palette are very versatile because you can use them a variety of different ways. As you saw, you can use them on their own. You can use them as basically, if you have a palette that's just nothing but highlighters, you can mix and match them. That's what I did with the look in December. Let me swatch one of these so you guys can at least see what it looks like on my hand. I really do like this purplish one because it's very iridescent, and when you're in the right light, it's actually pretty cool. Of course, my webcam won't pick it up, but let me build it a little bit on the back of my hand, but it's very nice and just in the right cast of light, as you guys can see now, it's iridescent and it's not overwhelming, and it's kind of fun, especially now that we're in summer. So it adds kind of a nice pop of color. And this would be good too, like highlighters would be good too if you don't want to wear a lot of makeup because it's summer and you live somewhere where it's extremely hot or it's extremely humid. You can just add that as a general blush or something else just to give your face a little glow, which is nice. So moving on, I think everybody likes powdered highlighters. I haven't had a problem. Some of them though can be a little brittle, so it will just depend on your usage and how much you use and stuff like that. Basically all the highlighters, like this one is kind of like, sorry, is kind of basically like a really fair shade. So what I like to do sometimes with some of the highlighters that come in the palettes is I'll use them as kind of like an overlay for eyeshadow or a on the bottom of my eyeshadow to add it to give it a little more depth sometimes. So I just wanted to talk about these really quick, and let me go ahead and we'll talk about the next one. Another form of highlighters are cushion highlighters, which is like this one from Wet n Wild. This one I actually picked up at my local Walgreens many years ago, and I think it's dried out by now. But these are nice because if you travel, you can take these with you and you don't have to worry about broken makeup or anything in your bag. The thing that I did like about this one as well is that it came with its own little cushion if you wanted to use it. I sort of did, as you can see the color. This one was Who's That Pearl? I'm not sure if they made another shade besides this one or not. And they also made a cushion bronzer, I believe, too. I'm not sure. I think they still make them. I just haven't looked it up and I haven't looked at them. So this is what the cushion actually looked like. It looked basically like a little sponge. And it was moist at one point. It's kind of dried out now over the year or two that I've had it, but it's still slightly damp. I'm trying to see if there's enough product for me to get out so I can put it on my hand. This one was again another like since it was kind of like a pearlescent sort of shade, so this one was kind of nice to add as an accent. I used to add it like here on the sides of my cheeks, and it worked really well. Let me see if I don't know if the camera will pick it up because it's so light, but it might catch it slightly. Let me see if I can build enough on the back of my hand so you guys can see it. But this one was good for somebody that traveled, especially if you travel right now for the summer, or if you just had limited space in your makeup kit. This one would have been nice because it was very easy to use and it was very compact. So you just threw it in your bag and you were ready to go. So let me show you guys. Hopefully the webcam will pick it up. But this was kind of like what it looks like. So as you can see, it's like a whitish shade. So it's kind of like a pearlish glow. So it didn't really it wasn't that blinding highlighter like some people have where you see the big old streak on the side of the face. But it was very pleasing to the eye, and I was happy with it. I also liked this one sometimes just to kind of dab it lightly over my eyeshadow or on my brow bone, so it gave me a little bit of an illumination, which was nice. And so let me move on to the next one. Liquid highlighters. Liquid highlighters are relatively new to me anyways. This was another another item I picked up during one of my shopping trips to like Burlington, I think it was. And this was the Maybelline Master Strobing Liquid highlighter, and it was their illuminating highlighter. And this was in shade 300 Deep Gold. This stuff is powerful, so you only need a little bit. What I've been doing with it, which I liked and I've done before, is I like to add this kind of as a bottom or as a base, kind of try to use it like as a shadow primer when I'm using a dark sorry, when I'm using a dark eyeshadow. So let me just put a little bit, because a small amount goes a ridiculously long way. So I would say like maybe a pea size. If you put on a pea size of this highlighter, it is really strong. So this was just a small little amount. And I'll rub it into my hand. Hopefully the webcam can pick it up. But might not be able to pick it up. Let me add a little bit more. But if you add too much, it's really striking. And I will add too much right now so you guys can see exactly what it looks like on my hand. But this is a fair amount that I added. As you see, it's a fair amount that I put on. And it gives you that nice shimmer. It's not like overwhelming. So I like to use it basically like as an eyeshadow primer sometimes. And then as I'm adding, especially if I know that I'm going to do like a dark eye look, I like to add that. So it gives it a little more shimmer and a little extra coverage sort of, but it works really well and I'm very happy with it. These are nice too, especially if you're someone that doesn't like having a lot of powder products, or if you just want to try something different. That's why I bought this, because I happened to see it for a relatively good price and was like, oh, I should try this. And I'm kind of happy I did, because it's very blendable, which I liked, and it's also very easy to apply. So it doesn't take, excuse me, it doesn't really take a lot of time to blend it out or anything. And you can actually blend this in with something else. So if you wanted to blend it in with, say, another liquid product that you have, like maybe a liquid eyeshadow or something like that, this would work really well. I was very happy with it. And the last primers I'd like to talk about are stick primers, or I'm sorry, stick highlighters primers. Wrong topic. Stick highlighters. Stick highlighters are very nice, again, especially if you're somebody that travels right now for the summer, or if you have limited space, or you just want to have something that's easy to grab and put on and go. So I have two stick highlighters. Let's start with the one that I wasn't too fond of. I've been hanging on to this Neutrogena Illuminating Hydrating Boost primer since earlier this year, late last year. I can't remember. It's been sitting on my desk here for a while, and I've been trying to get to this, and I just haven't had time. So before I go off on a 20-minute ramble, this was a free sample from Home Testers Club for a reviewing opportunity. It was a decent product, but my little tube came out defective. So I can only crank it up so much to get out so much product. I can't, it doesn't roll up all the way. So I managed to dig out a little bit. This was actually color Sandstone, and it's basically a golden color. I had pictures of this, but I'm not too sure where they are at this point, so I'll just explain. So basically, if you'll excuse me for digging my fingernail in here, it's basically kind of like a cream to powder almost sensation highlighter, and it's kind of like a coppery golden color. I'm not sure if it'll pick up on the webcam, but we'll try, right? So it's a different color. Let me add another layer. The reason why I didn't like it was two reasons. One, didn't last very long. I actually managed to get some swatches in my wrist. I don't know if it probably won't pick it up. I think it's a little too dark, or a little too light, I mean. It's a little hard to see, but it's basically like a copperish color. And I found that it wiped off really quickly. I also found that by the middle of the day, because I had it on the inside of my wrist, it was gone. And it gave you a shimmer, but it was kind of like a subtle shimmer. So it wasn't, of course, overwhelming for somebody that didn't want to have an overwhelming look. It just really let me down. Again, I had done a swatch on my wrist, so by the end of the day, it was basically gone. I think by like the third hour of me doing something, most of it was gone. That was my take on it. I don't know if anybody else liked it. If you did, let me know. And the other stick highlighter I have is from an organic company named Vapour Beauty. I've had this for a while because I had a sample that I hadn't finished up yet, but I'll still show you what it looks like. This one is kind of basically along the lines of the same shade of the Wet n Wild cushion. It's like a pearlish shade, so it's very nice. It's very pretty. As you can see, it is, I hope you guys can see, it's kind of like a pinkish cream color. And let me see if I can add just a little bit to my hand. I don't think the webcam will pick it up again because it's too fair. But I like this company because they're cruelty free and they're vegan and they have some pretty nice products. They are a little pricey because they are cruelty free and vegan, but their products are, that's what it looks like in the light, as you can see. So it looks almost white, but it gives you a very nice subtle pop of shimmer, and it's not too overwhelming. This one I also loved to use with my eyeshadows as well. So that was everything I had. I just had one more thing I wanted to tell you guys too. In terms of highlighter, your primers may also have highlighter built into them. Sure, Cosmetics happens to have one that is their correcting primer, Illuminate and Glow. And this actually has a small amount of illumination product in it. It's not small, but it's in there because was a little sample. And this actually does give you a nice illumination if you apply it in the right spots, like say your forehead or different spaces. I do like it. This was a sample that I got with something else, a mystery box, I think, that I purchased last year. And I really did like it. It does have a sun sensitivity warning on it, however, so you will have to use sunscreen with it. But all in all, it does give you a very nice glow. I was actually wearing it in the photo that I actually used this also for the photo that I posted, wherein I was wearing the Naked Cosmetics highlighter as well. So this one actually gives you a subtle glow, a subtle illumination, and this again would be kind of nice for the summertime right now to give you a nice glow, even if you're not going to be wearing a lot of product. So, excuse me for the 15th time. I thought I'd go through all these highlighters and just see what you guys thought about them and leave the topic open for discussion and see how you guys use yours and what you guys like and what are the pros and cons that you guys have. I like all of them for the most part, for the exception of the Neutrogena one because that one just kind of irritated me. But other than that, I think I kind of rotate my products out. But thanks for watching and have a good day, everybody. Bye.